What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about raids in Gotham Knights. And I want to talk about if they could implement that in some way going forward, whether it be through like a DLC or just a future update to the game, something that would allow 4 people to be playing this game in a fashion. Okay, now I know they've kind of talked anti that, and I get that, and we'll discuss all that in this video, but that'll generally be where I'm going. Okay, if you guys are new here, or if you aren't new but aren't subscribed, make sure, as always, you are subscribed. Make sure you guys hit that bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And also, if you guys want to follow me over on Twitter, I know Twitter is a toxic place, especially the last couple weeks and probably going forward as well, but our Twitter community really awesome. Podcast Now 15 is the Twitter handle. The link for that will be in the description below. We'd love to have you guys over there. All right, so I really do think this is possible. People have brought this up, and I think what kind of kicked this idea off for me is when I've talked about the game just over the last couple weeks. We talked about like a demo or a beta or stuff like that. One thing that somebody brought up, and I think actually a couple people brought up, and honestly I don't remember necessarily the names, but they talked about raids. They talked about the idea of having 4 people play the game. Now, here's the deal. As of right now, what we know is that the game is 2-player. You can play it solo, okay, by yourself. And by the way, when you play it solo, they won't populate the game with somebody else. See, that's the difference between this game and Suicide Squad. What we know from Suicide Squad is you're going to play with all 4 of them at the same time. If you're playing as Harley and you don't have 3 friends online, they will all be AI controlled. Whereas in Gotham Knights, you can play by yourself. There'll be nobody else there. Or if you want to have somebody drop in, right, somebody can drop in, and they can play even the same character as you. Okay, so we got to remember, these are all things just to kind of recap in case people maybe forgot or don't know. So if I'm playing Batgirl, you can jump into my game, and you can also play Batgirl, or you can play any of the other ones. But and again, I've had issues with that. I don't like that. I said that back in the beginning. People got mad at me, so I've kind of shut up about it, and I'll leave it there until I notice that there's some problems with it going forward. And remember, they kind of did a dig almost at like Avengers, where they said like, hey, there are games like this 4-player kind of thing, but we're not that game. And basically what they said is like, when you have a game where you need to have 4 players going around and doing stuff, the game needs to be designed around that idea. And their game is not designed around that idea. Their game is designed around 1 person or 2 people, but not 4. 4 kind of breaks. If you did 4, it would kind of break the game. And that's kind of, now they didn't say all those word for word, but it is kind of important to recognize where they kind of stand on 4 players. Because if we want a 4-player raid, which, let me spoil my answer, I do actually think I want that. I will give it to you guys. I know sometimes I'm a little pessimistic on certain things about Gotham Knights, but I think if you have the game, now again, this has to be done right. Well, obviously anything would have to be done right? But you know, if they do this and you come out with the game and you can play it solo, you can play with 2 people, whatever, and you beat the game. If they were to do like an update, because people have brought that up, like, okay, is this a game that you support down the road? I think it is. I think you support it with suits or skins. I think you support it with DLC, whether it be free, whether it be like a villain pack, or whether it be like an actual, like a season pass, like a ton of missions and a ton of different things to do. I mean, you can definitely go crazy. You know what I mean? You can have you can literally, like I said, like a villain pack. You can have 3 villains that were never in Gotham Knights and just throw them in. They can have their own kind of mission or like a quest arc, and then bam, there you go. You pay us $10, you get that, or however they do it, right? So there can absolutely be not just end game, because we talked about end game content, right? End game content is very important, I think, for a game like this. There needs to be it, but then even after the fact, you can have DLC, you can have stuff like that. If they wanted to implement this, I would say the only way is to do it after. So let's get that out of the way first. If there is a raid, they're raiding kind of things, if there's a 4-person kind of mode, it is not going to be in the base game. I don't even think it would be there at launch. I don't think they would say, hey, you know, once you beat the game, this unlocks or whatever. I really don't think that would be the case. I would say it's something that if they are going to do, say, could be a surprise leading into the game. Maybe they talk about it just a little bit. They say, hey, we have some really cool kind of post-game content or post-launch content for this game that's going to be like really amazing, and we're going to shake up how you actually play the game. I do think a game like this would, although they said it wouldn't, I do think under a kind of strict format, it would work with 4 people. If you had a raid where you did some sort of huge quest. Now, again, like what you do there is completely up to you. You could have it be one mission. You could have you go into this base and you're just kind of fighting enemies. However you want to do it. But I think if you'd have to constrain them. Like I don't think the game is built to have 4 people going around the city at any given time. Like in fact, they said that it's not, right? 2 people maximum. And honestly, I don't even know how I'm going to play the game. I think maybe originally I'll just play it by myself, and then I definitely want to play with people. I want to play with the community. So that's going to be tough. We'll see how that goes when we get closer to that. I don't really have a definitive like answer. Maybe we could play with other YouTubers, maybe like me and Degenerate Jay or something. I don't know, but he has friends too. I'm kind of the outcast in general, not necessarily with Jay, but with other people. But that goes into other stuff that we won't get into in this video. But no, I mean, it could really be cool though. Honestly, like I could imagine it. And also, you know, when you only allow one other person, like I will give them this, okay? I will give, and Marvel's Avengers, I will give them this. When I played Marvel's Avengers, the most fun I had was playing with people. So I have a close friend, right? And I've talked about him before, like Aviator, right? That's his like PlayStation name. That's his name even on these channels. And we talk out, like we're friends outside of the channel. And we played Avengers like together the whole time, okay? Not the story missions, but like the online stuff. But the other 2 people, I just rotated. I mean, I got like 60, 70 people that like added me on PlayStation leading into Avengers. And I just, if they were online and they were playing, I sent them an invite. And if they wanted to play, they played. If they didn't want to, they didn't want to. And I played, honestly, with, I feel like almost everybody, like a unique person. And then some nights I'd play with the same people, like 4, 5, 6 missions. Some nights I would play with a person every mission, like a different person each mission. That was fun. It was fun to see like, hey, this actually, and now I didn't talk, like we didn't do like party chat and stuff like that, but like just playing, just that alone, and honestly not even playing that good of a game in my opinion in Avengers was really fun. It was entertaining. It was like, oh, this is kind of bringing everybody together, you know what I mean? So if they did that with a Gotham Knights, I really, not that like the Gotham Knights community is fractured, I mean, okay, it is a little bit, but you know, in general, I think it's a pretty nice community. I think it's a pretty good community. I think everybody, you know, like everybody would want to play with each other anyway, but to be able to do it would be pretty neat. And again, I don't think you would do anything super crazy. We're not talking about implementing a 4-player. I don't want to get that confused, right? The game is only going to have 2 players at the max. I don't think you're going to implement a 4-player story mode or single-player mode where you can play with yourself and then you can play with 3 others. I don't think that's going to happen. I could see later down the line, a month and a half, 2 months, however long after the game comes out, saying, okay, we're going to do this thing where, like, you know, in the main menu or even in the game itself, you can go to this certain spot and you can be entered in, and now all of a sudden you're playing with up to 4 people and you're doing like a very specific set of tasks. And like I said, depending on how the game operates and how the game runs and stuff like that, I feel like it would maybe be limited just to like fighting, just in general, just fighting. I don't think there would be much traversal in it. I don't think there would be much exploration of the city in it. I think it would kind of be very, very contained and contained and constrained. I really do think that would kind of be the thing. But you know what? Talking about it for 8 minutes as I just have, I actually do get really excited about it. I actually do want them to do it more now than I did 8 minutes ago. So hopefully I kind of lit the spark in you guys too. I'm not demanding it. If they don't do it, will I be disappointed? Maybe after making this video, I'll be a little disappointed. But I would say before this video, before today, if it came out and they never talked about having 4 players play it, I wouldn't be all that upset. And also, honestly, and this will be the last thing I say, one of the reasons I don't think I'd be all that upset is in another year, we're going to get a game where you can do that. That may be too similar to Avengers. We'll have to see how Suicide Squad works out. But we'll have that game, and that game literally will be, okay, you can populate with more than just one person, right? So I think we're in for a really, really nice treat, hopefully, and we'll see if they can implement a rating kind of system when the game actually comes out, like after the game comes out. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think? Do you think they could add a 4-player mode in some way, whether it be raids or maybe something else, maybe something I didn't think about? Maybe like a catching all the Riddler trophies, finding all the Riddler trophies, you could do that. That would be a real sick, slap in the face by them. Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. Again, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, podcastnow15 is my Twitter handle. Would love to have you guys over there as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. More Gotham Knights videos coming every couple days, and I hope to see you guys there.